my bad boy onto 150. And in here I'm going to pour my ground egusi and pepper mix. I didn't add any water to that at all. This is the egusi with the pepper and the onion and the crayfish. I did it in my Nutri-Blend and it called for no water at all. So I'll just leave that to begin to click and then I will stir it. I'll come back. Some time ago I came across some dried iru from my seamstress and I'm going to try it today. Start off with cold water, then I poured hot water, boiling water really, on it. And while I can leave that to rest, I'm actually going to pour it into my processor, well, the container. In order to, I'm pouring it in here, I've poured it in here into the what was left of the mix. Basically nothing lost, and I won't put this in just yet. Lid is beginning to click, and I know that it means that there's probably very likely some splattering going on in there because there's no water. Actually no splattering at all. But I'm doing this, I'm stirring it up so that the egusi will come into contact with the surface and therefore fry or cook as much as possible before I do anything else to it. So this is simply egusi, tatashe, or 2 sweet peppers, an onion, a red onion, and 1 scotch bonnet, and I later put in some crayfish which is ground in there. I guess African food might be suitable for pescatarians, people who eat fish and are vegetarian, rather than people who do not eat any animal meat at all. I mean, you could, but there's just a certain taste that we get used to, and it comes from things like crayfish. So I'm doing that here. I mean, you're welcome to try it without, and season it to your taste. So now that I've stirred that in properly, I will cover it back and I will put it on the timer. Let me just say 10 minutes because I know that 10 minutes is long. Let me make it 5. So I'll come back in 5 minutes. Okay, I must add that I did all that with the 150 turned on, with the timer gone down to 4 minutes. So 1 minute in, the cookware stopped clicking because it's heated to the 150. I don't want it at that. I don't really want it, because I've put vegetables in there, to go higher than, say, the 85 while it cooks. So I'm going back to the temperature by pressing the temperature button, and I'm going to take it down to 85. There we are. So now I'll leave it for the remaining time. To see what time is left, I'll just press the timer. As you can see, it's still so my 5 minutes is up. As you can see, the bad boy has switched itself off, and I will now look on the inside to see what's going on. At this point, I will add the water that I use and the iru that I used to rinse out my container. You can see the iru there, locust beans, and I'll stir that in. In the meantime, I'll put this back up to 150. Anytime you open it and add anything, you want to take it up to 150 until clicking if it's vegetables, and so on, then low it's got starch in it, you can cook it at 150, which is medium. But to preserve the nutrients in your vegetable products, such as the bell peppers I put in and so on, that's why I'm going down to my 150. And all this time I have not put in any other seasoning, and I've not put in any salt, and it's nice and red egusi. In the meantime, I have here some the kippers. I know I mentioned this would be suitable for a pescatarian diet, so the kippers have simply been rinsed off. Just creating space for the kippers to be in contact with the cookware, so as to cook, fry, however you want to call it. Cooking again, which means it's up to 85. When I open it and you can see that the fillets are cooking in there. I showed earlier that I had some shrimps, which I will now just add on top. It's all to, it will all get stirred once it's cooked. They've been rinsed off, washed off, to make sure that I don't have anything in there that I don't want. I did it with cold water because these are clean packs, but I do understand why people will want to do it in hot water. So it's been rinsed off like twice. The thing about protein is, the protein will stay in really. There we have the fish. Please note that at all this point I have still not added any other seasoning. I've not added any salt or anything. Those things are to taste, and my preference is that they come in at the end of your cooking, or in the last few minutes, because it gives you a chance to actually taste the natural flavor of the food before you start making decisions about what you add out of habit. And I've just tasted this, and I think there's salt in the, I was going to say that it tastes like I've already added salt, but that's because the kippers are salted, I believe, smoked, and probably with a little salt. And I think I will leave it for 10 minutes before I consider that finished or add any spinach that I may wish. So let me put that on timer for 10 minutes. In 10 minutes I will come back and check. It is still, when I go to temperature, you can see, it's on 150. Let me take that down to 85 because it's clicking already. To 85. So that time has run out. Now, if I was the palm oil type, it is at this point I would put in some palm oil and put in this whatever seasoning I wish to put in to complete this. Okay, but I'm not. That's delicious. So now I would like to put in some spinach and have spinach in my egusi. Put in the cold washed spinach. I have not put in any further seasoning, but again, as I said, seasoning is according to choice. The salt in there is enough for me, so I really am not looking to put in anything salty. Because of the fish I've used and the shrimps and so on, I actually don't have any need for any stock cubes. That looks lovely. I just want to wait for the veg to wilt down and cook. So back to my thing. Again, I will put that on 150, and when it starts to click, I will come and turn it to low. So there we are. When it starts to click, I will turn it to low and leave it for 20 minutes, and at that point I think my veg will be ready.